Welcome, welcome, welcome. You are here. This is the Frequency of Abundance group presented by Allura Creative Agency. I am Natan Verhovsky, your host with the most. And today, if you're noticing that wonderful little seasonal music in the background, I'll be stopping it in a minute, don't worry. But I did want to have this as a festive time because we're coming up close. New beginnings, end of last year's, beginning of New Year's. It's an incredible time to reflect. Know that that's the kind of stuff, that beginning of a new year, end of an old year, really depends on where you're coming from. If you're thinking that that's on the calendar year or the lunar year or from your birthday year to your birthday year, or if you're of another religious group, some of their years start at different times during the year, there's no need for an excuse or a reason or an occasion to change your mindset, change your life. And that's the topic for today. So I will turn down the music a little bit. We'll get more into a serious nature in that sense. Now, here is a quick little thank you for joining us and welcome to the Frequency of Abundance. So, you know, we have a free group over on LinkedIn, and I'll be putting this in the chat later on so you don't have to try to copy it while it's scrolling. But where we're coming from is a place that coaches, healers, therapists, business advisors, anyone that's working online, communicating with their clients, agency owners, people that are trying to do the marketing and the sales and all the other amazing technology things and stuff, in a place that we can all come together, talk, share ideas, grow from each other's completely different points of view and such. And it's a free group. So go to LinkedIn, type in the Frequency of Abundance under groups, come join us. It's an impressive little place to play and have fun. There's a small private community as well. It's a very, very inexpensive, tens of dollars a month paid group. And there we go deeper dive. We have groups, we have networking, we have tons of fun. So come join us, come into our little world. It's a wonderfully cool little place to play. Now, in this context, if you haven't, sorry, in this context, if you haven't had a chance to take a look at any of the past, either on LinkedIn or Facebook or any of the other, interwebs and places that we play, if you haven't had a chance to take a look at some of the other past cool shows that we've done, you're going to get a chance because the last week of the month, I'm going to be running replays of everything. So several times a day, you can sit back with some cocoa, hot chocolate, whatever you like, and watch a replay. Get yourself back into the swing of things and do whichever ones you like. Again, you can join us on our free group and have some fun. Now, for today, I want to get started right away on changing your mindset and how that's specifically going to be able to change your life. And it's a direct, linear one-to-one. So it's amazing how quick and easy it is to track and to trace this. Now, if you want to pop in, here I'll put my contact in the chat. Voila. And if anyone wants to pop anything into the chat, give us a shout. Let's see, give some love, share some thoughts. And let's start today off. Transformational Tuesdays. We do a different one every day. Motivational Mondays, Transformational Tuesdays, Winning Wednesdays, 7 days a week. And we also have not just little old me talking, we have co-hosts and wonderful executives and experts from around the world doing amazing things. If you'd like to be on one of these shows, if you'd like to be supported and showcased and broadcast and spotlighted, reach out to me. You have my contact there. For today, for changing your mindset and changing your life, we're going to start with the power of perspective. Now, there's that famous quote from Albert Einstein: we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used to create them. That's very true. So changing your mindset is going to be like changing the lens on your camera. You still get to see the same thing, but you get to see it in a different way. Maybe deeper, maybe closer, maybe with a filter. Maybe, oh, okay. Now it's the same world, but with new clarity and with new color. And that's part of the power of perspective. Another part would be ask yourself, what belief is holding me back? And then you challenge it with this question: what would I achieve if I replaced this belief with one that empowers me? So what would happen if we turned it around and said, what's holding me back? Fear of spiders. Okay. Then you challenge it with, well, what if I replace this belief with one that empowers me? Spiders are my friends. I have nothing to fear. Neat. And so your perspective changes. That's starting to what we're talking about by the incredible power and shift that you can have from changing your life that way. Let's look at focusing on the growth mindset. So, famous quote from Winston Churchill. I know I'm full of quotes today. I apologize. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. And famously, someone who persevered through huge adversity, and who also saw others do the same. And if he'd focused on the pain and the suffering and that, and couldn't convert that to something positive and productive, then he'd be stuck in that negative, depressed state. Taking that, squeezing that lemon, making lemonade out of it, is what is focusing on the growth mindset. So where do you choose to focus? You're riding that bicycle and you're going up to the park, and usually they got those two poles there so that cars don't go through, or motorcycles, but only bicycles can go through. You ever go with those things at top speed and give yourself a wonderful test of growth mindset and perspective? If you look at either one of those, you'll categorically 100% of the time crash into them. You go where you look. So don't look where you don't want to go, or look where you want to go, and just focus in the middle and go as fast as you want. You'll go there. Don't waver. Don't look where you don't want to go. So if you don't want to go back, if you don't want to go down, if you don't want to go negative, then don't. Don't look at that. Focus on the growth mindset. So whatever helps the growth, if that's positive, if that's constructive, if that's restorative, that's what you focus on. Now, if we add a most important ingredient, I'm on my usual Greek mountain tea, so thanks for humoring me. The ingredient I want to add would be the role of gratitude in transformation and how significant that is. So a simple shift in focus from what's lacking to what you already have, from what you want to what you already have, from what you are missing or hoped for but didn't get quite yet to what you already have. That can dramatically transform your outlook. We talked about it in another talk where we talked about gratitude equals sign abundance. I don't feel very abundant. Are you very grateful? Do you wake up every morning and count your blessings? Maybe that's why not enough gratitude, not enough abundance. More gratitude, more abundance. Is gratitude a feeling? Is it quantifiable? No, it's different for you than me. Yeah. So this is a weird, obscure, vague thing. Yeah. What about abundance? Is that like categorically defined differently for you than me? So that's a weird thing. So these two intangibles that nobody can quite put their finger down on and put under their thumb and say, you are exactly this, are the two things people are arguing about in the weirdest way. That's why gratitude, do it for you, whatever that means to you. There are no rules. You can't do this wrong. Empower yourself that way. You can't do this wrong. It's you talking to you about you. Equals abundance. You can't do this wrong. If you wake up in the morning and you count your blessings and you're blessed to feel like you're here, because some people didn't wake up this morning. They're not here. So as a friend of mine would say, he's like, I like to be on this side of the ground where I'm smelling the flowers and not the roots. And I think that's a nice way to put it. Now, if we're looking at shifting from what's lacking to what we have, that dramatically transforms your outlook. A daily practice would be to write down 3 things that you're grateful for every morning. Don't wait till the night. Every morning. Start off that way so that transformational growth set, abundance equals gratitude. Now you've got gratitude, use it in the transformation. Part of that alchemy comes to abundance. And that feeling of abundance is the first thing you need in order to actually generate the power of manifestation to create said abundance. You didn't feel it, you didn't believe it. Oh yeah, that's going to happen. Now, just because you felt it and believed it doesn't mean it will happen, because you need to do one extra thing. And this is the part that 90% of people that are doing exactly the right thing that they need to be doing, exactly the right way that they need to be doing it. And they're like, why am I not successful yet? Because you haven't been doing it for long enough. And kind of like abundance and kind of like gratitude, that changes for everybody too. No one can tell you how long enough is. That's on you. So if you have a little more patience with yourself, that might be easier. Think of yourself as a newborn child baby that's learning how to walk. If it doesn't walk by 8 months, what? The parents are going to get rid of it? Maybe it walks at 1. Maybe it walks at 2. Maybe in the big scheme of its life, that really doesn't matter. Kind of like with you, kind of like right now. Put the role of gratitude into your transformation. Write down 3 things you're grateful for every morning. And over time, this rewires your brain to seek the positive. Not just see it, but to seek it. Such a different power of transformation when every situation that you see isn't just rosy-colored and amazing and wonderful and haha. That's delusional. But to seek the positive. Okay, this sucks. This is horrible. Gotcha. That's not going to help. So what positive can I find in this situation that will help? There's a glimmer of light that way. I'm going to go towards the end of the tunnel. Maybe I can get us out of here. Versus, oh no, it's dark. Not going to get us out of here. That's where seeking the positive is a process that you have to rewire and train yourself for. And it starts with gratitude, looking at it as abundance, putting that into the transformation. Don't forget the daily practice. 3 things you're grateful for every morning. I remember, since we're on quote Mondays, on transformational Tuesdays, let's remember Jim Rohn. Your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change. So, looking at the transformation, starting with awareness, I want you to identify a habit or a thought that no longer serves you. Could be a little one. I don't eat, sugary, snacky, sweet things first thing in the morning. Great. Could be a big one. I don't smoke cigarettes or drink alcohol. I don't know. Some big one, whatever that might be. But identify a thought or a habit that no longer serves you. Replace it with one that's now going to align with the life you want. So, for example, instead of saying, I'll never have enough time, say, I have all the time I need for what matters. And the beauty is that both the universe externally and you internally will realign yourselves, come back into perfect alignment, and magically the things that aren't priorities fall off. 97% of things you're encountering aren't important. 3% are. And finding them sometimes in the haze is really tricky. Having all the time you need for what matters reprioritizes. Makes it easier for you that way. Let's look at, and again, this is a deeper conversation. If you're wondering where we're coming from, if you're joining us a little bit later, thank you. So pop yourself into the chat, give yourself a little bit of a happy time. Know that, let's put up some Christmassy stuff. I'm going to like this. I'm going to do it. Here we go. I'll put in a Christmas font. Ho, 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 holidays. Do-do-do-do-do. Isn't that wonderful? Okay. So we're having fun. If you don't know who I am and why we're having this conversation on our side, I've been an elite energy coach for about 30 years. I've had about 15,000 people come through my hands, wrote a couple best-selling books on energy management, started with Olympians, Cirque du Soleil acrobats, national sports teams, just really peak performance at the highest level, learning how to get in the zone and stay there, stay in that space, stay, in that pocket, stay in the cut, find that place to stay in the zone, whatever you want to look at, any analogy of, where things slow down, where you can see clearly, where you have this fluidity and certainty. And it's a beautiful state. And the ability to get in there is half the battle, and the other half is the distraction blocking that you need to stay there long enough to get 2 days worth of work done in one. So if there's anything that I can do to help, if there's any way that where I'm coming from is something that can help you out, please put your comments in the chat, give a like, share some love, and at the same time, reach out to me. It's a wonderful time in the holidays right now. Now, let me put you over here. I wonder if they're going to put this in. They did. They put it in holiday writing. I love it. Oh, it's too funny. That's too funny. Okay. For those of us that actually want to be able to read it, though, we'll put it back in. Oh, Nate, we can have some fun. Frequency of abundance. Here we go. Now, if you have a comment, share it. Pop it in. There you go. Send some love. Good, good. Now we're going to be doing this for probably about another week or so, about 14 more days. Kind of like the countdown before, the end of the year and such. We're taking the last week off from 22nd to the 1st. And that's when we're going to be running incredible replays of all these amazing one-on-ones, groups, and stuff. So get your last chance in if you wanted to get online, if you wanted to get into the frequency of abundance. Go to the free group on LinkedIn, join us, have some fun, come in, be interviewed, open up your own. Have the ability to reach out, because what we do over at Allura Creative Agency is we hunt whales. We go find those C-suite, those executives, those people that are so elusive, but yet so possibly needing of what you have to offer. So reach out to me, have that one-on-one. I'd love to say hi. And here, if we're wrapping up, there's a couple key concepts I still wanted to discuss. You need to not just be grounded here on the physical realm, in your heart, in your body's cravings and desires, and your pain and your suffering and your emotions. And you need to visualize your higher self. So close your eyes, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Imagine the best version of you. How do they think? How do they act? How do they feel? And ask yourself, what's one small action that I can take today to align with that version? This is Triumphant Tuesdays. We're talking about how we can really, really change everything. By changing your mindset, you can change your life. So as a new you, what would that change look like? How would you think? How would you act? How would you feel? That's that best version of you. And if there's one small action that you can take today to align with that version, because transformation is a series of small, consistent choices. They're consistent. They don't need to be significant. And that's where I think a lot of people are making a mistake and going, oh, this is too hard. I have to make these huge choices that are really hard to do, and they're so significant. I'm like, make little ones, but make them consistent. So I consistently do this. Even though it's not a big deal, we'll add to another and another and another. And that beautiful snowball effect will help. So pick a small action you can take today, align with that version, and remind yourself transformations, a set of small, consistent choices. Let's look at the butterfly effect. So just as the butterfly's transformation from a caterpillar to its elegant form kind of requires some struggle. You're in a cocoon, you're going through metamorphosis, and it says you need to learn to be comfortable being uncomfortable, because that's where all the growth happens. So the transformation happens while you're in that cocoon, and it's got to be binding and very, very swaddled and uncomfortable. And that's where you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable and hang out there long enough until the change happens. So because that butterfly has to go through that and it requires struggle, our personal growth often comes through challenges. So know that this is that time and go through those challenges head high, seeking the positive. Remember, every small shift in thinking is going to create ripples of change. So in one sense, you might want to empower yourself, and the best way to do that is to trust the process. Really do. Lean in. Now, if you wanted to practice a little bit, you can look at some journaling. You can prompt it for transformation. What limiting belief can I let go today? Don't have to be get rid of or no longer serves me. Just let go. Keep it simple. Don't add more emotional weight to the words to that. Just what limiting belief can I let go today? What is the one thought or behavior I can adopt to move closer to the life I want? Do you need both? Yeah. Why? Well, because we don't have a vacuum. We don't live in a vacuum. Space, time, the universe, nothing lives in a vacuum. So if we replace that limiting belief that we just let go of a minute ago, oh, wait, did I just say replace? Yeah, because you need to. We can't just let it go. Now we got a vacuum. Nature abhors a vacuum. There's your last famous quote for the day. Enough. What is the one thought or behavior I can adopt to move closer to that life that I want? So let me get some practical affirmations. Let's send this out in the universe so we can get this going. We can change our mindset and we can change our life. I am capable of extraordinary change. Repeat after me. I am capable of extraordinary change. Every day, I'm creating the life I deserve. Repeat after me. Every day, I'm creating the life I deserve. I release old habits and embrace new possibilities. Repeat after me. I release old habits and embrace new possibilities. Those are practical affirmations you can say. Speak these affirmations out loud to reprogram your subconscious mind. Writing them down, good, good, good. Say them out loud. Go to a private place. Give yourself that space. Empower yourself. So, knowing what we've gone through today, knowing that we've come through the power of perspective and how changing your mindset is going to change the camera lens, asking yourself what's going to hold me back and replacing it. Focusing on that growth mindset. So we're seeking what's that positive, right? So we're not looking at failure as the end. It's a growth mindset. It's a stepping stone. So we say not yet instead of I can't. Oh, okay. So I haven't mastered this skill yet. Okay, that's the growth mindset. Yeah, the role of gratitude in your transformation. Happiness equals progress, but gratitude equals abundance. And so if we want the gratitude component to really genuinely feel the abundance that is the other side of the equation of that, shift the focus into what's lacking and focus on what you have. Be grateful because you're going to seek the positive and rewire your brain over time. And that's going to help you break your habit loop so that you start with that awareness and identify what's not needed in your life anymore and don't leave it. Replace it, please. No vacuums. So I'll never have enough time becomes I have all the time I need for what matters. Visualizing your higher self so you're not just stuck in your grounded earthly thoughts and feelings and desires and sufferings and such. Imagine that best version of you. How are they acting and thinking? Take that first small step, but be consistent. Remember the butterfly effect and how you will have to go through change and it may be uncomfortable. So learn to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Trust the process. There will be ripples of change. Remember your positive affirmations? I am capable of extraordinary change. Every day, I'm creating the life I deserve. I release old habits and embrace new possibilities. And I say these out loud and reprogram my subconscious mind. Write it down, what limiting belief you're going to let go of today, and pick yourself that new behavior to bring you closer to the life you want. And we'll close with transformation. It's not a one-time event. It doesn't just poof happen and that's it. It's going to be a daily commitment to shifting your thoughts, beliefs, and actions. And every small step is going to be a very powerful leap towards your best self. Not just a better self, but your best self. So, it not being a one-time event, know that you'll get to do this often. Make it a daily commitment. Change those thoughts. That'll help you change those beliefs. And once you change those beliefs, it's really quick and easy to change those actions. It's really fundamental in the belief system. And that starts with your thoughts. So get every small step in. It's a powerful leap towards your best self. I'm Natan Verhovsky. I am here. I'm the founder of Allure Creative Agency. If we can help you professionally, send your message out and seek more love and light out in the universe, reach out to me. If I can help you personally as an elite energy coach for the last couple decades, let me say hi. I'll pop this back into the chat. There you go. And you've got your one-on-one ready to go for me. Say some hi before the holidays. Don't forget, this week is going to be epic. So we've got Wellness Wednesday tomorrow, and that is going to be small habits, big impact. It's going to be huge. We're going to be looking at so many wonderful things coming up day by day. Stay with us. Reach out, say hi, send some love, join the community, get to that Frequency of Abundance group. We'd love to say hi and see you.